Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a daily checkity check, seeing what messages coming through, what we need to know, support, guidance, anything helpful from the divine. So starting with the Kali Oracle card, Kama of Kali, number 38. Alrighty. Kama of Kali. She is completely and utterly in love with your divine essence, and in her love bestows endless gifts. Your path need not be one of endless effort. Connecting with pleasure as a path of personal empowerment with an intention to bring spiritual benefit to the collective through softening and opening your heart is an act of worshiping the divine feminine. Relax into the presence of what is as you slow your pace and make swifter progress. I love the slowing your pace to make swifter progress. I also love that this is inviting that feminine, receptive, and allowing energy. Also feels like releasing effort pictures. Things are difficult. Life is hard. Might be some solar plexus chakra type of work. All right. So this is a general reading, tuning into whoever is out there listening, whenever you're listening. Not tuning into one person's specific energies. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies, you're welcome to schedule a reading with me. You could do psychic reading, tarot reading, or if you would like to learn some skills of your own, I do psychic coaching, business coaching, business reading. Basically, if you want a reading or if you want to learn how to do the work on your own, both sides are very fascinating for me. I love it. So let's take a look, see what's going on. In the past, there's this energy of Three of Cups. Definitely the togetherness, the friendship, group dynamics, trust, loyalty. Ooh. Okay. This is talking about being in close connection, family, relationships, friendships with people who how do I describe this? Who you feel like these are your friends because this is what you've grown up with, believing what friendship is. The difficulty with this is that it's weird. I'm getting two veins here. I'm getting that they're not that friendly. There's this, it seems like it should be a really close friendship with these people, but it feels like the people that you've been around, grew up with, they don't have your back. It has created a scenario where you don't feel chosen in any friendship, any relationship. You're not put at the top of the list, probably because you have never felt chosen or worthy. You've felt less than everybody around you. And so you settle for being treated like second best. At least in the past, until you decided to choose yourself. And boy, this feels so good energetically, but incredibly difficult to walk away, because it means going at it alone. Wow, the amount of bravery this takes, like trusting yourself when your whole life people have been trying to get you to not trust yourself, that you're crazy, you have issues, you don't see things correctly. This reminds me of what is it, the Berkeley prison experiment. My son's reading this book written by the scientist who did that experiment. It's called the Lucifer effect. So I've been hearing all about the different scientific experiments around behavior. And there were school children that were told, and there's videos of this as well, that from now on, blue-eyed people are smarter, they deserve more, they get to finish things first, they get some entitlements, they get some bonuses because blue-eyed people are smarter and they're more advanced. Everybody knows this. And instantly you can see the brown-eyed people, the kids, just, oh my gosh, they just, I'm not chosen, I'm not in that special category, there's something wrong with me, I'm at a deficit. Before I even, I'm at a deficit and it's something I can't control, my eye color. Then the kids go out to recess, they're not even asked to continue behaving in a certain way, but they do. So all the brown-eyed people stop playing. The blue-eyed people, little kids, won't let the brown-eyed kids play. And so, but it's so amazing how the brown-eyed people identified it. They could see how others are perceiving them, they get the treatment, and so that's just one day. They were depressed and feeling horribly. The next day they switched it around. Brown-eyed people, of course, they're the best, they're the smartest, they know what's going on, they get benefits like lining up for recess first, they get first dips at the water fountain. Everybody knows blue-eyed people have a deficit. And then how quickly the kids started falling into line with these beliefs. So what I'm getting at is that growing up, whatever it was, what about you were not the chosen, acceptable one. And I think it feels like that's what's shifting, is that you're letting go of anybody else's beliefs of who's more superior, brown or blue eyes or whatever qualities, taking those out and just deciding that whatever you are is amazing without needing to make someone else the bad guy, someone else less than. Something that's the shift that I'm seeing in this energy in your past. And by choosing yourself, you go at it alone. It's been a bit of a lonely road towards choosing yourself, not choosing yourself in I hope I've painted this correctly, that it's not about your ego. I choose me, man. I want the water fountain privileges first. It's about deep understanding that we all carry the divine spark within us, and focusing on your own divine spark. All right, in current energy, in present time, we've got the Eight of Wands. I'm getting a lot of fast communication, definitely. I'm also getting like fast movement, something, bam, bam. Like fireworks type of energy. Like the night is going really well, everything's fine, everything's normal, and then all of a sudden if fireworks were added, that would, and it's not the 4th of July or New Year's, but there's fireworks, it would be shocking. This feels shocking, surprising. Shocking sounds has a negative. This feels. Okay, so this communication comes in. Communication, something changes, something. Whatever this is, I get the feeling. Get the feeling that you're over it. You have kind of an ice queen type of, like, maybe instead of fireworks and something that gets your attention, maybe this is more like, you know, in the movies when there's an explosion and the good guy just walks towards the camera, that everything's exploding in the background, and they're not even looking back. They're just moving forward. That's what this feels like. Something goes off, something like a wow factor, and you're just walking off into the sunset, like, hasta la vista. It makes me really happy. I don't know why. I think because this symbolizes, like, the Eight of Wands, whatever this is in current energy. I think why I'm so happy about this is it signifies that even a huge explosion, even like, what is it, Michael Bay, the type of movie with just, and you walking forward, it like tells you, you show yourself that you're over something. You're just not a part of that, whatever that fire is. Wow. Interesting. Two of Cups showing up in this top of your reading. So something happens, you're an ice queen or king, and you walk away. Now there's this couple energy. It feels like by you walking away, you go right into this Two of Cups. Interesting. Maybe you need some type of like to show yourself, that something that would have gotten your attention, you would have jumped back in, turned around like, oh my gosh, I'm a part of this fire. And instead, you walking away, you just walk right into some type of mutual connection. And this lets you know that you're no longer grieving. It signifies that you still have all that you need within you. I get the feel, it feels like the end of mourning. You've been in a mourning period and trying to understand what happened to you. How did you get to where you are? Like giving your life an autopsy so far, even though you're not gone, you're still trying to make sense. You've done a lot of processing and healing, and this is the final, just walking away from an explosion lets you know, just it feels very empowering and giddy, and you get to show yourself where you are now. It feels wonderful to let yourself know. That makes sense. It takes out any uncertainty that you might have still been harboring. Boy, because there's some type of new beginning. You're moving on in a new way. It's new to you. Feels like you're following your guidance. Feel like you're just getting little breadcrumbs, like you're getting, the universe is telling you what you need to know right when you need to know it, and not a minute before, not a second before. Feels like you've been going from these inspired ideas, being guided, feeling the guidance, and then nothing happens. So you're just kind of going about business, and then all of a sudden you hit another guidance. If that feels similar to you, I'm hearing to have some fun in between. Stay light. And get ready for some movement. Get ready for some a lot of action. Something is going to really, things are going to start really moving, and they're not going to move the way you expect them to. If you will let go of attachments and let go of trying to control an outcome, they're going to turn out better than you expected. Wouldn't that be wild that you gave up trying to control an outcome? You learned how to surrender and trust the universe. And by doing less, that's what Kama of Kali was talking about. I get it. She was talking about doing less, going slower to move faster, something like that, a paradox. And so I'm getting that as well, that you're going to be moving quickly, but do less so you can move more, so you can move quickly. Pay attention, empty out. Maybe you're full up and there's a quieting of the mind and letting go. Excuse me, letting go so you can be an empty vessel and receive, be in that feminine energy and receive that guidance. I'm also getting that feels like there are others that are going to show up for when things really need to get moving. Maybe you're literally moving. People are going to show up. It's going to be a lot easier. That's also was karma of Kali, was the lack of effort, taking out the effort and adding more ease. All right, in the center of your reading is the 10 of Cups in reverse. Depression, sadness, being cut off from emotional fulfillment. Okay, this, I get the feeling that oftentimes in your life you have felt, this feels like you know what depression is. You know what a lack of fulfillment feels like. And what I'm getting is that there's a new way of being, and it's time to let go of who you've been and how your life has been. If you're trying to make today's energy make sense by explaining it from your past, then you're kind of gumming up the works. Does that make sense? It's like a new car. I used a new car yesterday's reading, but let's say you were driving an old 30-year-old Honda, and now you're in a Tesla. And so you really can't take the old parts out of the Honda, not very many, and expect them to work in the Tesla. You can't compare the two rides. They're very different. Learning the new way of being instead of trying to make it make sense. I feel like there's some letting go of old ways of how you perceive yourself and the world. Maybe this has something to do with not feeling accepted. And instead, imagine yourself surrounded. Imagine walking into a room and people celebrating you and excited to see you genuinely. Imagine people calling you up or emailing or texting and saying, "We've got to hang out. Oh, I can't wait. Let's catch up. This is so great." Opportunities, blessings. There's letting go, shedding of old ways of being. One of those old ways of being is being really kind of stuck mentally and emotionally in the past, stuck in what has not worked out. that you don't perceive has worked out for you? What if everything that's happened was for your benefit? Would that change how you perceive things? Sure, things didn't go the way you wanted. But what if they're going exactly as they need to go, so for you to have ultimate fulfillment? Would that change how you are perceiving your past? I get the feeling that this reminds me also of what Kama Akali spoke of things being difficult. I've got this feeling, what I'm reading is that as things pick up and there's going to be a lot of action coming, you might already be more in that active space, physically active. I feel like you're going to move differently, like you have more energy. You're not as exhausted. You have plenty of energy. You can get things done that need to be done. Maybe that's part of the new mantra. Instead of people are always against me and things don't go my way. Maybe the new mantra is, I always have tons of energy. I always have just the right amount of energy. I get things done. I love when my energy, my spiritual alignment, and my verbal alignment, my actions, my thoughts, they're all the same. Then things just flow. Oh, okay. For some of you, so in this the present energy, something happens, explosion, you walk away, you're like, ice queen, doesn't interest me anymore. And you get this realization, and that allows you to have a connection with someone else, a very beautiful connection, and you're no longer grieving. That storyline. If this is someone romantic, this connection, then your challenge will be has to do with physicality, being physically vulnerable with this person. Physical intimacy. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting that some of you, your connections in the past, romantic connections, have started with a physical attraction. If they grew from there to, start with a physical attraction and that desire for each other, especially you being desired, there's something that turns you on about someone wanting you, desiring you. I'm getting like you're going to find out, you're going to show yourself a new way, maybe instead of through physical intimacy and then see if it grows, you're wanting a heart connection first, before a sexual connection. Yeah, something has shifted since you know your own value and worth. I feel like you won't give it up as easily. You won't. Wow. Whatever happens with, I'm reading this two different ways. So I'm getting that if you're able to find and create a connection romantically with someone else, starting with mental or emotional or heart-centered or friendship, something like that, and then it leads to a deeper connection, and then once you add the physical, that it's gonna rock your world, it's gonna blow your mind. It feels like that's what you've been. It's like a whole different type of connection. Feel like you've had relationships and connections, but not like this. This is mind blowing. This is this is um yeah, it feels like so fiery, so explosive, pun intended, and then just so at peace. It's like you didn't realize. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why other connections didn't work. Something about I don't know, it's a new way of having physical interactions. I'm not getting any details because it's a lot of you are having different stories and storylines around this. So that's as specific as I can get. So, wow, I can't wait to hear about this. This is fantastic. Hope this was helpful. Take care. Bye.